Okay. Last session, 2 weeks ago, the Seekers were invited to an exhibition of the strange and magical collection that the Fenrons have at Lindorthel, their home. An opulent caravan was sent to take a group of the Seekers, you in this case, as guests. The trip down was largely uneventful. But upon arriving, you had a couple of moments to get yourselves situated and dressed and, presentable how you would like to be presented. And then you were announced, directed through the front door, and joined the guests that were already there. Had some time to split off and speak with some of the wealthy socialites in attendance while waiting for the final few to arrive. And also waiting for the hostess, Lyra, to descend the stairs.
It was worth
in
it.
time, she did, and the final guests also joined the group, and we are now, having just heard Lyra sort of announce that the exhibition would be starting soon and direct people towards the display room nearby. I think we find ourselves with people beginning to shuffle in. Maybe some light mumblings and rumblings as people take in the room that had previously been closed off.
As people are going into the room, I want to be like, Ivette's gonna stand like a little to the side and gonna start like messing with his like little gears ring, and I wanna like look out or try to look at people's arms and see if there is any tattoos on people's arms.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or just curious who's inked up?
Yeah, did something very particular. I wanna see if I find any left hand tattoo shit.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Yours.
Let's see. The Amber Bears are absolutely not tattooed in any way. That's very much not their style. Lonrim has long sleeves on. You can't tell if he's got anything going on underneath. Virkith Lone Hand, clean. I think there's you can see like a little bottom piece of a tattoo coming out from beneath the sleeves of Reg Coppershot. Hard to tell what it is, but it's like up near the elbow. Sashes doesn't have any visible tattoos. Neither does Talnavam or Noya Roussel. I think that is everyone. Oh, and Akial does not either.
Really was hoping Sashes was just tatted up.
Tatted up, yeah.
All I'm willing to say at this point is you don't see any tattoos.
All of her tattoos are just in the crotch area.
Whoa.
She could have like a tramp stamp or something. I don't know.
She's lived a lot of lives.
So funny.
Everyone was young once, even really, really old.
It's true.
No?
Even if they were young like 300 years ago.
Oh. I thought, don't we all have tramp stamp? I don't know.
I
Gabitha
You're not
do.
born with it.
I mean, Gabitha does.
That's canon now.
Yeah, I'll update her physical description.
Yeah.
Okay, so as people begin to move into the display room, which of you goes in first? Who's like most eager?
I got to say I was holding behind to see people's arms, so I'm not going first.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Zell's
Gabitha's
grabbed a few. Go ahead.
pretty excited. Sorry, Gabitha's really excited, so she might charge in. Sorry, Zell.
No, I was just gonna say Zell's just picking up the last few snacks before going in, so probably tailing a little bit behind.
Trying to make sure no hors d'oeuvre goes uneaten.
Pretty much.
All right, so Gabitha, as you head into the room, you're one of the first like 2 or 3 people in there, probably. What you see is it's like much more dramatically lit than the rest of the home so far. The rest of the home is just sort of like, I guess like completely lit and felt almost like you were outside. In here, there's similar lights that are hanging from the walls or like posted in strategic spots, but they're much more directed in order to shine light on what you see now are a bunch of plinths scattered throughout the center of the room, some sort of like display cases around on the walls. There's a painting on one wall. There's a glass front cabinet on the opposite end that's full of like colorful glass flasks. And I think where your eyes go first, they're drawn to a teapot.
Is that because I'm a little old lady?
I think it's because it is a kitchenware that you weren't expecting to find in a room of like full of oddities and magical trinkets and such.
Okay. I also think it's because Gabitha really likes tea.
I mean, fair enough. This particular teapot has a blue flower and vine pattern. It's like a ceramic thing, but much of it is covered in a dark scorch mark, like one whole side of it, basically. And it wraps up over around the top and the handle as well.
Because Gabitha is old as dirt, does she recognize the pattern? Like, is she like, oh, that's from the 1940s, or that's from the Queen's Royal Collection? Like,
Give me a history check. I think you recognize this particular pattern as being like your grandmother's that she would have gotten from her parents or something, like it's very old. It's an extremely classic pattern that has been made for a long time, so it's like hard to nail down any specific like date or anything like that, but it could be ancient.
is it behind glass? Like, so it's on this, I'm imagining it's on some sort of table or stand, but is it like touchable?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's not under glass. It would just be sort of cradled by like in 4 corners by like little metal I guess cradles. I don't know. I can't think of a better word.
Okay. Is everyone coming in like right after, or like is Gabitha like really, is no one else around her?
I think The Amber Bears have gone in. We can move people, actually.
Gabba's already getting sticky fingers.
She was born with sticky fingers.
And I think Virkith is coming in right behind you.
Gabitha's just going to say loudly, like, wow, what an interesting pot. Have you seen any... Do you know what this is about? Doesn't look like something I would expect here. And she says it to Virkuth.
It's I agree. Not really what I was expecting to find in a display like this. Looks old. I'm afraid I don't know much about ceramics.
Virkuth, where is he? He's the one that Gabitha chatted with before, right?
Yeah. He was the first person you spoke with.
Okay, Gabitha likes him, so she doesn't think he's lying. So she's just... Are there seats? Or is it standing space?
I'm sorry, what was it? I missed the beginning.
Are there seats in here and chairs? Or is it more of a stand?
It's all standing.
Oh, bummer. Oh, stand and walk. All right. Then Gabitha's going to lean in just a little bit forward more because I am curious about this pot and I'm curious about the scorch mark. Is there any way I can see if it's like I can get a magical sense for this?
Do you have detect magic?
No. So I don't.
If Elantra was here, how much would this room be glowing?
I would tell you if they were here.
Drat.
I appreciate the attempt, though.
They will walk into the room and just go blind.
Okay. Sorry, did I cut someone off?
No.
Okay. You said it's the Amber Bears? Amber Bears?
Amber Bears, yeah.
Okay. The last thing I want to do for like right now, I want to see what everyone else is looking at. So like, where are their eyes in the room?
Ooh, what an interesting question. Okay. I think Clarence is looking at a painting hanging on the wall, and Constance is looking at a fiddle.
That's a pot.
Virkith, I think, is not focused on anything in particular. More just sort of like he's taking a wander about the room and taking it all in sort of equally.
Gabitha is going to walk up to Clarence and check out this painting.
Okay. It is a sort of realistic style oil painting of a woman looking into a reflective pool, sort of like from over her shoulder. You can see the pool takes up most of the frame, but you could see her face in the reflection of the water. She's wearing like a flowing white silken tunic with gold and silver trim. There's a pair of corvids on her shoulder, like ravens or similar birds. And she is blindfolded with a plain brown cloth that is adorned with a burning eye that's drawn in red at the center of the cloth.
I'm going to clear my throat a little next to Clarence and say, wow, what? The arts I spend time with are baked goods. The arts I hang around are the ones I can eat. So this is just really, I've never seen anything like this. Have you?
As you clear your throat and begin speaking to him, I think you notice it takes him a little bit too long to like break his gaze away from this painting. Almost like he didn't really hear you the first time, but eventually he does sort of like snap out of it and turn and just yeah, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah, it is. You seemed really focused on it, honey.
Just taking in all the details, Something about the eye on the blindfold. There's just so much intricacy there.
Gabatha is going to smile and nod politely, and she's going to take a little sidestep, and she's not going to look at the blindfold.
Okay. Lawn rim and sashes are going to begin to make their way towards the display room next. And I think I'll throw Krakus in there as well around that time.
How are those snacks, Sahil?
Zal, there's a you see it like out of the door of this sitting room, up this like north door, you see a servant walking by. Let me double check. I don't remember if he's an orc or a half orc. You see an orc walking by with a tray that has like two little bits of food on it, and he's heading back towards I don't know where the food has been coming from.
Yo, wait up!
Stops and spins around. Of course. Yes, please help yourself.
So just grab those up and then stuff them in my mouth and just review, and then I guess I'll start heading that way to this playroom.
Excellent. So as you head towards the display room, I think Noya is heading in as well as Akiel. Around the same time as you. It is going to be a tight fit getting everyone in this little room.
I think you said before that the it's not proportionate, right?
No, yeah, this is not scaled properly, so it would not be near this tight in this room. There'd be enough space. Although it wouldn't be like spacious with everyone in here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Zal, as you enter the room, I think your eyes are drawn to something. It feels I don't know, it brings back a memory. It is a small hourglass behind a it's like in a glass jar. and it has like dark scorch marks on one corner, but within the hourglass you can see what looks like a storm flickering with lightning instead of sand.
Okay. Is Lonrim in the room? I see he's
Yeah.
in there. Okay. Can I would call Lonrin over if he's not too focused on something else and ask him about this. See if it's I basically saying, "Hey Lonrin, this kind of reminds me of your friend's doohickey, right? Um Skycorn. Am I not saying that right?
No, that's right.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, now that you mention it, I do recall he spoke of some sort of thunder device. You think it's this?
Well, I don't know about thunder, but I know about lightning. And there was a lot of it.
Yes, of course. Thunder, lightning, hand in hand.
It's killed us.
Oh my. I'm sorry to hear that, but of course you made it out okay. I suppose Lyra may have reclaimed it from his home once he was dead.
Drat, I didn't know we could take it.
You could have taken it.
I
Way
know,
back
I
in
know
that
now.
adventure.
Yes, I know that now, but
Yeah.
Second chances maybe?
Just wipe this place clean. Fuck it.
How big of a fight if we just murdered everyone and stole everything?
Is a lot of people, and then a lot of servants, and then a lot of guards.
Are you prepared is my question.
Am I prepared?
No.
No, but I could get prepared.
I'll wait. I only have this little dagger, never mind.
Yeah, you guys are not geared up.
Oh, I am.
I'm smothering everyone to death with my hat. All right.
I'm fully geared, dude. I'm ready. If I crit everyone, we just win.
Yeah, just roll like 19 20s in a
19
row.
20s, yeah.
Easy. Everyone else begins to sort of move in. Yvette, do you hang back deliberately, or were you just hanging back to look at people's tattoos, or lack thereof?
Did I saucer Pike's arm?
He's got long sleeves.
Okay, so I guess they're gonna walk in.
Okay. As you enter, your eyes, easy, are drawn to a necklace of dragon teeth.
Oh yeah, that is something that would. Okay.
It's like, it's very much displayed like how a necklace would be displayed in like a jewelry shop. So it's on like a little headless sort of neck bust thing made of wood.
And I take out the monocle
Sure.
and then put it on my eye, and then pretend I'm like doing like an appraisal like thing, just like pretending I know what I'm doing. Because the thing doesn't speak out loud, right? It speaks on my head.
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. We can talk about it with Lauren after I used all everything.
A collection of teeth from young dragons, probably different dragons.
Like that?
It does not appear to be magical.
That's boring as shit. I thought it was something.
It is something.
Just teeth. What's the difference between these ones and mine?
These are from whole ass dragons.
Oh, same size. Is this a big dragon with small teeth?
So each one of these teeth is probably like, I don't know, like 6 or 8 inches long, that is.
Is it like a gentleman 6 inches?
That was the or 8 part, I guess, but
Okay, so it's not magical. I'm just gonna move to the next thing. Just go like, yes, and turn away. Go look at something else. It does look cool. I just want to get an information.
Okay. A few more moments pass, probably more than y'all were expecting, before Lyra enters the room.
Yay, we fit.
Do I have time to go look at the fiddle?
Sure, yeah, you can hop over and take a closer look at the fiddle before she starts her, spiel.
And I don't remember her name. Clarence's partner.
Constance. Clarence and Constance Amberbear.
What names? Is Constance still checking out this fiddle?
Sure. So it's pretty simple looking, but it's well shined. The thing that stands out most is the strings appear to be made of gold. It is underneath a glass thing, so you can't touch this without, disturbing the display.
And what does Constance look like when she's looking at it?
Give me a sense motive. Let's roll some dice about it. She is gazing upon it, sort of like confused, both at like how it might sound with strings like that, and also like, why is it here? It seems like an odd inclusion because apart from the strings, it looks rather plainly made.
I'm gonna tap her on the shoulder and go, "Do you play, dear? Do you like playing the?" I feel like Agatha doesn't know what a fiddle's called, but yeah, I'm just gonna point to it and be like, "Do you play that?"
Oh yes, I do actually. Not this one in particular, of course, but
Yeah, because I mean, I know these fancy people love their fancy things, but I can't imagine those gold strings that make it easy for playing.
that is what I have been racking my brain with. I've not seen strings such as this before. I'm wondering if they're solid gold or if it's just sort of like a gold veneer over the top, perhaps? I'm not sure, but either way, it would certainly change how it sounded, I would think.
So this isn't the item you brought.
Oh no, I believe everything on display in this room was or belongs to the Fenrons.
Oh, you're right. Silly me with my memory. in my old age. But what did you bring to share?
Oh, we would have loved to bring something, but of course, I believe my husband was speaking to one of your friends earlier, and it just ended up being too expensive to transport.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let your sense motive carry a little bit. She's fibbing.
What about like not bringing something because of transporting?
Yeah, that's not why they didn't bring anything.
Oh, really? Yeah, but you must live so far away, right? And you didn't have servants to be able to carry it, or
Oh yeah, we're up in Tova, the capital,
oh,
and it's just so hard to find good help these days.
stop! I knew you were gonna go that route. Oh, I know, I know. I mean, we had to bring our items ourselves, so But it's such a shame that you don't have anything to offer the group. I think Abatha kind of turns her back and walks away.
Oof.
Ooh,
That's shots fired right there.
ooh, we have a fire extinguisher in the room.
Nobody lies to Gabatha. She doesn't deal with that.
Okay, so after that exchange, Lyra enters the room. My lovely friends, welcome to my exhibition of the strange and curious. As you'll see around you, we have a varied collection here, and some of it on the historical side, others perhaps the more arcane. I also used to be more southern, but it's just not happening right now, so...
So you just need to say people again.
People.
No, we just need her and Gabatha to start talking again, and then their southern sweet lady comes out.
People.
Oh, darling. Oh, that's all right. That's not with the voice, but there's the accent, so we smush those two together and we'll get there. Let's begin over here. She walks over to a small coin. It's just like on a little, like, how do I explain this? So there's the little like plinth, the little column in the middle of the room, and then on top of that is like almost like a candlestick, but with like a little hand at the top, like cupping. And so there's this little coin just sort of like resting in the palm of this tiny metal hand. It's a tarnished silver coin. It looks really old.
Fuck, it's silver.
Like dented around the edges. It's got like the like ridges around the edge have that like dirt and grime, like an old quarter or similar coin. But it still has, even through all this like dirt and grime, there's still a little like flicker, little glint of light. Now this is a curious thing. One of the first things I ever added to my collection. When you toss it, and she flips it up into the air and catches it in the same hand, it fills your nose with myriad smells. It seems to depend on the people around you. It's we haven't quite pinned down how it works, but it's a fascinating piece.
Okay, we're stealing that one.
Sorry, what was
We're stealing that one
that?
because that one sounds cool.
When when she's finished saying that, Zell just kind of lifts his arm up and takes a quick, sniff of his underarm just to make sure it's not him.
Before she goes to put it back, oh, and of course, you can see she holds it in like two fingers to show one side of it around the room. Printed of our old King Galrond on the front, so you can see its age. And then sets it back in its spot. Next, something that Civis here actually uses on the regular. And she motions over to a little like inverted heart-shaped like sprinkler flask for perfumes. It's made of like green and white marbled glass with like a banded gold overlay or sort of like housing. It's probably like no bigger than a fist. This is beautiful craftsmanship, of course, but it enhances the aromas of any fragrance that you pour out of it. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Civis, I believe the original owner was the famed Toyumia of the Master Sentman from Karashan. And Civis just nods in the corner in agreeance.
So it makes smells more?
Yeah, like if you put a perfume in it and then pour the perfume out of it.
What the fuck does he use this on daily basis?
The dude likes perfumes.
Some people light candles on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
I digress.
Next up, these beautiful gloves.
Please be laser gloves. Please be laser gloves.
Laser gloves?
Yeah, like Iron Man.
These you must be careful with. They are
Laser guns, laser gloves.
made from paraton leather, but if you were to strike someone with one, even accidentally, it leads to a fight.
Ferrets?
Paraton.
What's that?
A paraton is like it's a mythological creature, although in this fantasy world they're real. It's like a deer with bird wings, basically.
Shit, that's so cool.
Yeah, they're rad.
That's cool as fuck. I want one.
God.
And if you hit someone with it, it starts a fight. If you hit anyone with anything, it starts a fight.
I mean, maybe so. Next, perhaps my oldest piece. This teapot.
Shit, the teapot.
Gabitha wants to be right next to her as she's talking about the teapot.
Okay. I'm sorry, just a moment. Okay. This, we believe, dates back to the age of desolation. It's a grisly business, this. I'd suggest it not be used to brew any sort of beverages, as the consuming of such is traumatic. It does glow a fierce red when you heat it, though.
What happens when someone drinks from it?
Oh, they see things, not good things.
Can I get closer and do the monocle thing again, pretending that I'm praising it?
Yeah.
I want to see if the monocle confirms what she's saying or something like that.
The designs and general look of this piece imply that it could very well be from the age of desolation and dominion.
Close enough.
Next, we have this reclaimed piece from an old colleague, unfortunately passed. And she motions to the hourglass.
Ooh,
It
I know this one.
was the same thing.
This is, as you can see, contained within this here jar to prevent anyone from picking it up or turning it over, as doing such summons storms, even indoors. To be honest, I don't know how old Skycorn kept this thing without killing himself or burning down his home.
Was it the things eating it? Like the there was like, oh no, wait, no, there was like slugs or something like that, right?
There were
There was
lizards.
a room with lizards in it, and there was
Yeah.
lightning like firing off constantly in that room. And the lizards like absorb electricity.
So we know how he did it with the lizards.
Something like that.
Okay.
It was like, I don't think you guys had a chance to really investigate
we
it
didn't.
thoroughly, because you kind of,
Yeah, we didn't touch it.
you
didn't,
kind of like just moved through the room,
yeah,
wanting to not take too much damage.
you just told us after the adventure that it was the thing that we missed. And then we
Yeah.
were all like,
Yeah.
"Fuck!"
But it was like being manipulated mechanically. It was like being turned over. So
Oh.
I mean, you could just like,
Oh.
as she is, you could just leave it sitting, and it doesn't really do anything. It's when you manipulate it that it does stuff.
Is it behind glass?
Yeah, it's in like a glass jar.
Oh yeah, you did mention that before.
Yeah, because
What is the jar within glass?
The jar appears to be secured to the plinth that it is on.
Oh,
Maybe if we get that one, I can make thunder bullets.
plinth secured to the floor. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
She goes over a couple of let's say less thrilling but old like antique items nonetheless. So there's some like really old tin looking coins. There's the necklace of dragon teeth that Yvette was looking at. There's the like a scratched up cloudy red bottle that says arcane curative, safe for regular use on it. But it's like barely readable. It's like super faded.
Is it empty?
Nope.
You said arcane curables? Is that what you said?
Curative. Arcane curative. She claims it is the first health potion ever authorized for sale by the Order of Mages.
Can anyone take his damage with chugging that shit?
No, I was just thinking that.
And then she comes to the fiddle. Now this piece, I've only heard it played once myself, and for good reason, because when you do hear it played, it makes you need to visit the restroom. We call it the piddle fiddle.
Can I point the monocle, see if the monocle confirms?
Confirms what? That it is called the piddle fiddle?
So just play it, Yvette. Let's see if you can go.
Just to know if it says the same thing. If we know that it makes people shit themselves.
Whoa!
It makes people pee. All right, it's
It's the
Yeah.
golden note, not the brown one.
exactly.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
The monocle would just say, "A simple fiddle with gold strings."
The monocle is day by day being more outdated.
You want the monocle to cast detect magic for you, but it simply cannot do that.
Okay.
We need to have Elantra to get killed by an orb and his presence be put in a little monocle.
I talked about it. Like putting new people's like knowledge into the same monocle. But someone was like, "Oh, the last person that did that went crazy."
All right. Let's see
Like
if we
a
can
bunch
kill
of
Elantra
pussies.
next time they play.
What was that?
I said, let's just see if we can kill Elantra next time they play. No issues.
Just slip the orb into his pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Just a casual quick death. I do have a question, Dolph.
Mm-hmm.
While the piddle fiddle was being discussed, Gabitha was intently staring at Constance's face. So
it was like genuine interest until Lyra mentioned that it made people need to go to the bathroom, and then it was like surprise and a little bit of disgust.
Ooh, you need to play a like actual song, or if I run at it and just strung the chords, just everyone starts being themselves.
Is this a question you're asking aloud?
Nah, not yet.
Then you don't know.
Okay.
Next up, this lovely painting over here. This is, I believe, supposed to be Shinsa Vosge, the Seer of Kings, an oracle from the very fountain of Midview. Apart from being a lovely art piece, it does appear to change if you focus on it too much. So I'll warn everyone to not gaze too long at this particular here painting. It may show you some things that you don't want others seeing. Or perhaps you don't want to see yourself. It can be fun, though. It is alluring.
It's like the mirror from Harry Potter, but like that shames you.
She shows a couple more sort of historic pieces. There's like a vase with a faded like scene that shows the meeting between King Ondon and Queen Fieldhead ages back. That what would end up being the first Frostmeet fate.
Oh, cool!
The first what?
Frostmeet.
Oh yes,
fate.
yep.
Christmas.
Yes, fantasy
I remember. It
Christmas.
took me a second.
And also like just the bottom half of a scroll, with that looks like a spell scroll, but it's obviously incomplete. It's like torn, diagonally. And the final piece on display today my personal favorite.
It's like
It's like
tiger.
in a corner, so easy to miss over when you were looking about the rest of the room. It's not as well lit as some of the other pieces. It is an arrow that is on a like leaning on a piece of light cloth with the tip like hanging over a little bowl. And if you look closely, it is dripping with a dark liquid.
Like coffee dark liquid or like blood dark liquid?
More the latter, probably.
Real quick, and did I just catch motion? Did Sir Pike just come in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Could I just do a perception check real quick on him to see if he looks, suspicious at all, or anything like that?
Sure.
Or would I have to be more specific than suspicious?
Well, are you trying to read his mannerisms more, or his like are you looking for like dirt under his fingernails type of thing?
Not okay. Mannerism. Just
Okay,
he just
then-
arrived in late after we've already shown everything. It's just weird.
Then I'd say sense motive.
Okay.
Walked into the room, tapping his own fingers one to the other one, very very
Where
evilly.
is-
And then he's singing, "Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious."
Is this from a musical?
No, that's from Parks and Recreation.
Oh, okay. You know, it was a 50% chance I was right on that one, so.
Yeah, that is true.
A 15, eh? Let's
Like
look at the
this.
old stat block here.
He walked like this into the room.
So you, I think, noticed that he was trying to slide into the room without drawing attention. He does have a drink that he did not have before. But apart from that, it's like there's not much to read that you can see.
Okay.
It doesn't look like he's like holding back guilt.
He just killed him.
Now this here arrow looks ordinary at first until you realize it never stops bleeding. We've tried to stop it, and it just bleeds more. So this seems to be the least messy way to display it, is sort of angled upward over a small bowl. We have to change the bowl every few hours.
What do you do with the blood?
We dispose of it.
Drink it.
You brew tea in that evil teapot with the blood.
We've not thought about that particular combination before.
Can I point the monocle at it?
You can. My partner has used this particular arrow before, and we have determined that it seems to bleed with the blood of whatever it last struck. Fun little detail.
Oh, that is cool.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said an arrow, I'm literally thinking just like a sign.
Just a street sign that's dripping blood.
just a big old like.
So it's an arrow.
Yes, for
Like a bow and arrow.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I was just confirming it.
Yo. Okay, the monocle, as you point it at this arrow, and a standard arrow for a bow dripping with the blood of a dire wolf.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. What was the last day, the blood? Finally, this outdated thing gave me information that I wanted. It's like the worst I'm feeling lucky of Google ever.
Well, with my collection shown off, I now open the floor for anyone who may have been able to bring an item of their own that they would wish to share. I do so look forward to seeing what you all have managed to find on your own. The floor is open.
Is anyone like reacting to it? Did anyone brought anything besides me?
yeah. I think Noya will be the first person to step up, actually.
I don't know what I'm up against. Oh fuck! I was still with the drawing thing. I was drawing a bloody arrow on the corner.
Noya just takes like one step forward to sort of signal to the room that she's about to begin speaking, and holds up her hands, like back of the hand facing out to everyone else. And what you see on them, you may have noticed when she first walked in as well. They're like forearm length, like evening gloves made of like a white leather. They're decorated with a silver filigree of like curling vines that go all the way up the fingers, and on the back of the hand they look vaguely skull-like in the pattern, and then it continues on into vines that go up the rest of the glove towards the elbow. These here gloves are, well, the design, sorry, she should not be Southern. The design flows along them, and you see she like twitches her fingers a little bit, and then the filigree along the back flows up the arm towards the fingers and sprouts into like sharp nails extending out.
Oh.
Not often useful, but a fascinating piece nonetheless.
Instant nails.
Oh, darling, that is a fine item. I do so wonder where you found them, or purchased them, or however you may have acquired such a piece. A family heirloom. Oh, delightful.
This bitch is a werewolf.
This is Akio, right?
No, this is Noya.
Oh, I don't know how I got that wrong. Come on.
Tabitha is curious if she's lying about it being a family heirloom.
Give me a sense motive. And I will give a bluff.
Guys, I need to go pee like very fast.
Zell points the vet to the little orc's room.
No, she doesn't appear to be lying.
Gabitha speaks up. Have you found any way to use this? I mean, I know you said it's super interesting, but, have you ever found the need to extend that pattern?
I don't often get into scraps, honey, but I'm sure if the need arose, I would be keen of mind enough to whip these out to defend myself.
I am back. I'm sorry. I drank a lot of iced tea and then I thought I could handle, but I couldn't.
Do you often find yourself in a lot of fights, miss? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Baker, name and occupation. No, I'm a really peaceful. I'm just a little old lady. So you keep this on you all the time?
Oh no, of course not. I really only for events such as
okay.
this.
Okay, gotcha.
I myself just run a museum, so I don't often get the opportunity to.
Oh, nice, that girl.
Yep. Anyway, did you want to go next? Do you have anything that you brought?
Oh, I think my colleague Yvette brought something.
I bet Stone's
Ooh.
luck.
We're sitting on the amulet for now. Okay.
Oh yeah, the cat amulet, yeah.
Tabitha has it in her hat. Like it looks like part of the design for her hat.
He doesn't even know what it does. It's just pretty.
No, I think Tabitha, because she wasn't on the adventure, I don't think. Was she on the adventure when you all got
I
it?
think you were.
Yeah,
yeah, you were.
He did.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
your first one, right?
Yeah, okay, that was my first. Because we also found the creepy needle.
Yeah.
So creepy. Yeah, I think Tabitha's not bringing a ton of attention to it right now.
Okay.
Okay, I will start messing with the ringer more with his hand, fiddling with it, and then take 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, and go. Yeah, yeah, I did.
No.
Walk more towards like the middle of the room.
Yeah, people make some space for you to be the center of attention.
Did Claire's just
For
a
better or
large
worse.
person?
Clarence may have briefly gotten larger and then gotten smaller because I did an oopsie.
Clarence is growing because of the painting.
And that was Clarence is actually a giant, and that was just a spell wearing off for a second.
Yeah, that's like the Harry Potter part.
So, hi, my name is Yvette. I came here with the Seekers of the Jade Wolf. This is what I bought, and then I put my gun up.
There's like murmurs, but no one's like, no one like gasps or cowers back. But there's definitely
'cause
some
no
like
one-
chatter, low chatter.
Because no one knows what the fuck it is, right?
Exactly.
So, it shoots things. It's like a bow, but with explosive on it. It works pretty much. It uses the concepts of like a clock in the way that how it's designed, like levers pulling gears and make things hit other things. I wish I could open it up to show you guys the insides of it, but this is pretty much the only one that I have, and I don't want to run into that risk. So basically, and then I take the Blake bullets that I made. You load this chamber, and you guys are gonna have to like imagine me pointing to stuff. You load this chamber with these little things, and these little things have a pointy part, and then behind the pointy part there's like a case, and inside the case has black powder, and behind it it has like a primer, like some to kind of like make the gunpowder go boom. Black powder, I guess, right? Because it's not gunpowder.
Yeah. Young sir, are you saying this is a weapon?
Oh yeah, it can be.
It's like a bow, but in just the one hand.
Yeah, if it's more like a crossbow if you really think about it. It even has the trigger of a crossbow. It's kind of the same thing, but the trigger pushes a hammer, a little hammer backward. So, and when I press the trigger, this hammer goes down. It hits the primer in one of the chambers. The primer ignites the gunpowder, the black powder, and then the gas and explosion of the black powder propels the pointy part of the bullet forward. So it goes very fast, and it can hurt.
Well, that is fascinating. That seems my kind of curiosity. Functional.
Yeah, it's very cool. I hit a lot of things with it, and I can give you guys like a little demonstration of how it actually works. If you guys give me like 6 empty like glasses or something.
That's not too dangerous to be doing in here, is it? It's a weapon. Should we really be setting it off inside?
If none of you guys are too close to it, I don't think there is a problem. I shot in tight spaces before.
Perhaps out in the hallway, darling.
Sure, okay. I gotta run outside. Is that like a server close?
You can catch one that happens to be walking by, sure.
Okay, I gotta go before anyone follows me. I'm gonna call the server up and I'm gonna say, I need like 6 glasses, and I need you to find me something that is red or like brownish and creamy very fast.
Like a beverage?
Like anything. It's not very much for consumption.
Are you looking for me? Are you looking for a liquid or?
I'm looking for something that I can dip my hand that I don't have a finger on, and it looks like it's bloody.
Oh my goodness.
Like, we need,
Okay.
like, ketchup.
Yeah.
I think what you're going to get with the description that you gave is like melted chocolate.
Yeah, it works. It's not gonna be very long.
It looks like the second fiddle was found.
Yeah, the second fiddle was working overtime.
So, if you're out in the hallway, I think a couple of people will be like crowded around the door, but folks are going to keep their distance a little bit
Okay, that makes sense.
for this little demonstration.
Can I set like the 6 glasses like on the floor or something?
Yeah. In fact the let's see. This is probably a human man, this servant. He will do it for you if you just direct where you would like them set. He'd like come back with the glasses and the chocolate and ask you like what you want done with them.
Yeah. The chocolate, I want to keep it hidden on me, like on my hand, like kind of, because I my back is like turned to the door, right? So no one's seeing my front.
So you get a little like saucer of melted chocolate that you can like hide in your jacket or something for a little bit.
Yeah. And as he sets everything up, and then I go, "Thank you very much." And then I look behind me, and I'm gonna go, Miss Lyra, is it okay if I might break 6 of your glasses?
Oh yeah, of course, darling. As long as it's only 6,
Yeah, it's probably only 6.
we have plenty.
Okay. I gonna start loading my gun with the blanks. And as I'm loading my gun, I'm gonna dip my finger into chocolate.
Okay.
And then I do like the spinning thing of the chamber that goes that does the noise.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it back on. And when I put it back on, I start screaming. Ah! Oh no! Oh my god! My sweet Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ is canon now. Jesus! I swear, Jesus! I'm gonna put my
child, what have you done?
my finger up and I'm gonna shake it. Ah! And it's very dramatic and it's very overacting. Oh
Sashes
no!
just starts laughing.
I like her.
There's like some genuine worry across some other people's faces, but then once Sasha starts laughing, people start like calming down a little bit.
And then I lick it, the chocolate from my head, and I go, ha ha, got you. And I'm gonna pause for laughs.
Oh, you were missing that finger already, weren't you?
I was. You are very
good,
smart.
very good.
Yeah, I
Love a good
did.
prank.
Yeah, I did lose my finger with this thing, so it's
Oh.
not. It's not that out of reality. But I was learning to use it. Now I know it, so it happened just once.
Well, that's good then that you learned from the mistake. Only made it once. That's what life is about, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna turn and shoot the glasses. All six, like one after the other one. It's gonna make it look really cool.
There's some oohs and ahs and claps after people get over the high volume.
The noise, yeah. It's
Yeah.
gonna pop.
It would also, because this is like
Inside.
a stone building. That shit
Echoes
resonates.
so much.
Yeah.
I thought it would
so
make
once
me
people
roll for
get
six,
past
the
that,
6 shots.
it's yeah, people are impressed at like there was a loud noise and then a thing broke and no one could really see like what happened in the interim. So like golf claps, little round of applause.
I gotta throw the gun in my hand.
Mom.
Like I gotta do like the little blow into the
Nice.
yeah. It was really cool. And then I'm gonna go. That's kind of it. This is a weaker version of the bullet, so it's gonna still hurt if I hit any of you with it. But there's stronger. That's some a little stronger bullets and ammunition that you can make. And I do think you can make this thing bigger. But it's just a theory. I never did it. That's it.
Civis looks like they're taking mental notes as you end this demonstration, and then Sasha's steps back into the room. Well, I suppose I'll attempt to follow up such a delightful demonstration. It's a simple piece that I have. It's just these eyeglasses that I wear. They help me remember things. I actually don't really recall much of anything without them on. Perhaps a bit dependent on them at this point.
Oh shit, it's Alzheimer glasses.
And as she holds them up, they're like little metal round eyeglasses, pretty small, rose-colored lenses.
Okay, guys, that one is out of the question. We're not stealing the fucking meds from the old lady.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I'm also an old lady, so it's even.
Okay, I guess I'm not stealing from the old lady.
Does that get her memories if we take them?
That's
Lonran begins fumbling into like an inner pocket in his jacket and eventually produces a key, a brass key. It has the number 10 engraved on the handle. Miss Lyra, you have a door with a lock that I can use? Oh, yes, darling, this room locks. Wonderful. This key opens any door, but it does not go where the door normally goes. He pulls the door to the display room closed. Actually, we'll say it's this side door over here. Inserts the key, turns it, and opens the door. And rather than the other side of the hall being what it opens to, there's like a room. It looks sort of like a simply furnished boarding house room, like from an inn or something.
We doing a Lost Room reference?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Ah.
And then he closes the door, takes the key out, reopens the door, and to show that it is the hallway again. It always goes to the same room. Is just a strange item. So I have heard there are other things that belong to the same room.
Can you get back out?
Sorry, what was that?
Zell just asked, like, what happens if you go in? Can you get back out? You shut the door.
Yes. Just a moment. Puts the key in, opens the door, enters the other room, closes the door behind him, waits for a couple of moments in case anyone wants to open the door in the interim to prove that he's not just standing on the other side of the door in the hallway.
That would be amazing!
And then the door opens back up and you see him emerge from the this like little hotel room thing.
Okay, guys. Above table, which we're gonna trade the outdated Alexa for the portable Airbnb.
Just be careful. What happens if you leave something in the room?
What indeed?
Oh my god, I didn't even thought about that! I could use that as a bag! I cannot carry shit!
No, it doesn't work that way.
If it just doesn't stay inside the room, I can just push it inside! And then carry the fucking key!
Well, you have to experiment with that or watch The Lost Room.
That's
mini-series
fucking
from Sci-Fi that's like fucking 15 years old. Or
I
like
have no
10,
idea what
maybe like
Just
10 years
don't-
old.
Just
But
don't leave your little daughter in there.
no, definitely don't do that.
Or do, I don't know. Maybe want to get rid of it. If it's a little one, you can make another one. It's gonna not take that much longer to grow up
Oh
again.
my god.
I mean, Dragonling makes sense, I guess. I think Zell will step up. Zell, I have something to show. And so center here. Just raises his arm, pulls down his sleeve. Actually no, I had the sleeves rolled up, whatever, and with the vine wrap on my arm. And I guess just have it do a little wave.
Cute.
This we pulled off of an evil skeleton in the middle of woods possessed by an orb that was killing off the surrounding villages and livestock.
Please tell me people look to Krakus for a second to make sure it's not that skeleton.
I'll say Clarence looks over at Krakus and then like back to Zell to try and gauge if if there's a connection between what they're
Zell
talking about.
catches the grab. No, not that evil skeleton.
I'm not evil.
Good, Krakus.
That's a matter of perspective.
It would be very funny. It would be not that evil skeleton. Krakus go whoa, 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 again. Warlock sounds.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, Zell, you have spent enough time with this vine wrap. You can get it to do anything you want, so it can very easily, like wave or do a little dance if you fucking want it to. So,
And that's it. It moves. It's useful. Very practical.
It's like a ventriloquist number.
Make it dap.
Just like curve it a little bit, almost a little question mark, and just like shoot out the arm.
where'd you say you found that?
Oh, what was the woods? I'm trying
Where's
to
that?
pull. I'm trying to pull up the map right now, but I hate how my bookmarks for Word Envelope don't work. I'm not logged in first.
Was it Lyra that asked about where did you find it?
Oh no, it was Noya.
Oh,
Okay. Because I do want to talk to Lyra more in particular about the orbs.
That was.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I can picture. I can
So
picture where it was on the
the
map.
town was
Yeah.
Brewick, and
Yeah. Okay.
I'm actually blanking on the name of the the woods.
Well, I'm looking at the
I
map
have
now,
to
which
pull up the map now.
it's not identified on the map. The woods right next to Brewick don't have a specific name.
Bullshit.
Okay. I mean, maybe
dare
I'm not
you?
saying it doesn't.
How
I'm not saying it
dare
doesn't
you?
have a name. I'm saying it's not on the map.
Oh no
How
no.
fucking dare you?
on the top right of the map, there's that like layery icon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You check on geographic features. Is the Colbur
here we-
Wood?
There we go. Oh, we got Cadwell. That's so much easier than remembering that Cadwell's an Arrow's Edge. Okay. That. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I didn't name those woods.
I didn't know about those options at all.
Oh, that's fair. It's pretty out of the way
Okay.
because it's
Don't
like this
get
tiny little
offended.
thing in the very top right.
You bitch slapped him.
And that request came from people at Braywick.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Zell just explains it was in the Colbur Wood right outside of Braywick. We had a contract there of people of livestock getting eaten.
Wow,
Woods are
that sounds a vicious business. Glad you were able to sort it out. Well, if no one else has anything they'd like to show, pause to see if anyone chimes up. Then I do believe that concludes our exhibition. We have a bit of time, I believe, until dinner is ready to be served, and then we will feast. So until then, please continue. We can filter back out into the foyer, and Lyra will direct people to mingle once again.
Zell is going to take this opportunity to use a little orcs room. He's drinking a lot of stuff with the hors d'oeuvres.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wait. When Zahel is leaving, can I try to like do a little like hold on Zahel, like put my hand in front of him and just go like, wait just a second. We should talk about I'm like whispering. We should talk about the orbs with Lyra. Like everyone leaves and then we kind of talk to her alone.
Okay. But I do need to step away.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just because I don't want to make be a decision that I'm gonna take it by myself.
Okay.
I just need your
Zell, stop.
person to be present.
Yes. Okay. That works. That works. Okay.
So are we taking an actual like break?
Not yet, but soon.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna do the same with Gabata, kind of trying to hold her a little bit, not make it obvious, just like we talking and blah blah blah, and like just stay us three, like and Krakus. I forgot Krakus is here. A
How-
little.
How old is Yvette?
I bet it's 13. Did I say it's 13? Yeah, it's 13, right?
In Kobold years, you're 13 though, right? So in human
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
I think it works out to be like early 20s or something like that. Like
Yeah,
maybe
something
like
that.
20 or 21.
Gabitha thinks you are adorable. So
Could be
Gabitha's
fair.
not particularly listening to what you say, but says, that sounds wonderful. You did such a good job. Everyone loved your joke, sweetie. You did really well with your presentation. Good job.
I've had clearly blushes a little bit. And go
Now-
like, thank you, Grandma. Is it fine if I call you Grandma?
You can call me Grandma, sweetie. Yes, you can. But I think we can ask about the orbs, but let's just maybe be a little careful how we ask, okay? Because we don't, we want to be subtle.
You can take the lead if you want to.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to take that away from you. I think you're doing so well. You're impressing Lyra a lot, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know Jesus. I didn't see Jesus come in at the party. I was saying Lyra, but yeah, I'm sure Jesus would be really impressed too.
My next character is gonna be called Jesus Christ. And it's like everyone's leaving. I'm gonna try because I'm assuming Lyra is the last one to go out because she was the last one to come in. I mean, besides Pike. Like I'm gonna try to like call her and just go, Miss Lyra, I'm sorry. Can you spare a little bit of your time? It's something that we wanted to talk to you and we think we'd want a little bit more privacy.
Oh, of course, darling. Let's head on into the library if you think this is a conversation needs fewer ears.
Yeah, it's not gonna take long. And if you feel like Savius should be there, I think it's fine because
Gabitha just starts nudging Yvette along. Sounds good. Yeah, let's go to the library, like she said, dear.
Okay. I'm going to the library.
Okay. As Gabitha walks out of the library behind both of them, who was the person who came in late and Zale caught them?
Yeah, that would be Sir Pike, who
Yeah,
just
Sir
got
Pike.
pinged.
The tiger.
What? What? Okay. What is Sir Pike? Gabitha wants to see what Sir Pike is doing right now. Like, she's looking at him.
Sir Pike appears to be making conversation with Virkuth Lonehand.
So Gabitha pushes Yvette out the door and assumes that Zell is gonna go help out with that conversation when Zell's back from the bathroom. Gabitha wants to try and eavesdrop.
Okay, give me a
I think that's right.
perception check. And actually, how sly do you want to be about this?
I think it's obvious that Gabitha is next to them. Like, I'm thinking kind of like crowded museum room. Like, Gabitha's looking at the object left of them or right of them, but she's actually looking at this object because she's really focused on listening to them.
Okay. Then yeah, give me that perception check to see how much you can pick up, because they are speaking lowly. Okay. With a 16, I think you get the vast majority of this. And it is pretty clear why it is whispered. Once you start getting some of the details. Sir Pike is essentially maybe not accusing, but I guess just sort of asserting that Lone Hand's like territory is in a bit of a state, and that he might need help, and that perhaps Pike could hook him up with some help.
Wait, this is Pike and Verkuth.
Yes.
Okay, so Pike said that to Verkuth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So Pike is like, yeah, this seems like you might need my help.
Yeah, like you're doing a bad job, and lots of people have noticed, and maybe I can help you for a price.
Okay, Gabitha wants to like drop her handkerchief on the floor. So as she does, she wants to see Verkuth's face.
I think give me a bluff check to pass off this like little act that you're doing, but as part of this, you can definitely catch that he looks what's the word? Distressed in this moment. And I think as you pick up your handkerchief or whatever it was that you dropped, Pike like turns and looks at you and gives you like a knowing look, like he knows what's going on, but doesn't particularly care.
Okay. Gabitha's gonna say, "Oh, gosh, silly me. This room is so crowded with all these tall people walking about and bumping these little old ladies. Oh, gosh, don't mind me. I'm just frail. I'll get out of your way."
Yes, do be careful.
Oh, you too.
Wouldn't want you to bump into anything. Hurt yourself. And then Pike turns back to Virkuth, who is now like sort of nervously turning over something, like his hands in his jacket pocket.
Gabitha steps on Sir Pike's foot on accident. Oh, I'm clumsy me. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to get out of your way. Verkuth, can you? I'm feeling a little faint. Could you remind me? Maybe help me find a glass of water.
Yes, of course. Excuse me, Pike. And he'll slide past Pike to help you.
Does Pike know that does Pike believe that it was an accident?
Absolutely not. He's not particularly trying to hide it. There's a smile that creeps across his face as you two walk away.
Great. Gabitha like inserts her arm through Verkuth's and just says, "Oh, thank you so much, dear. These kinds of events can be a little overwhelming for all of us."
Yeah, it can be from time to time. And you see he pulls out what he was turning over in his hands, and it's the little baked good that you gave him earlier. And he takes a bite, not even like thinking about the fact that you were the person that gave it to him.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's good. I'm going to get a glass of water. You're going to get a glass of water too, okay? We're going to just take a breath and you can enjoy your snack and everything's going to be okay. So let's go get that water.
All right, so you two head out of the room, I assume, at this point?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I love how Gabata doesn't give people choices. It's the best part.
This I feel like session was probably made for Gabby. Like this is by far where she will thrive the most. Is like being with humans and seeing human emotion. But she's not particularly smart, so I was like, with Gabitha, she wants to step on his foot, but she knows that's not smart. But she's actually not that smart, so she would do it.
You're the only one with like decent charisma in the whole group, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that's her thing she's got going for her.
Zal, as you come back down from your little trip to the little orcs room, you brush past Reg, who seems to be heading up the way you came. And I think you catch Yvette and Lyra walking into the library.
Okay, I will go join him. That was the plan, right? I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't remember. I walked away, came back, and it did seem like Zell did find the little orc room after all. So. Okay.
So what was it that y'all wanted to talk about, honey?
Orbs.
Yeah, Dad. Just orbs in general.
She looks up at her lighting, which are small orbs hanging from the ceiling all about. You curious about the lighting? We hardly needed to come into a separate room.
No, it was just a silly joke.
The orbs, where you're the one that gave Skycorn the one, right?
When we found Skycorn, he was studying this orb. And we wanted to know if he knew that he was studying a type of orb, or if it was just a coincidence.
One of her eyebrows goes up and sort of like she's recalling from what was going on at that point in time.
Out of character, real quick, back during that adventure, did we discover that she was the one that gave it to him?
No.
No, okay.
No, I believe you did, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was some notes of his, and I think you all found all of them. So, and essentially he had written that he didn't give much detail. He just wrote that, like, essentially Lyra wanted him to look at this thing that she found. He didn't know where it came from or anything about it at all.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm I was correctly remembering. In that case, what I said to her does make sense.
Oh, I did. Well, I say Civis's men intercepted someone illegally transporting goods, and one of the things they had on them was this little orb, and we had never seen nothing like it before, so thought I'd have my alchemist look at it. Unfortunate that he passed before we could figure out what it was. I heard that y'all took it with you. Lonrim said that You took some dangerous items with you. Was it dangerous?
Well,
The reason he died. No. Yes. No.
maybe.
Yes. Didn't we?
I mean, indirectly.
That was the
Yeah.
only
I mean,
character. Yes. No. Maybe.
It was a complex situation,
Yeah,
but he wouldn't have died if the orb had not been there.
it's the one that animated the slimes, essentially, right?
Yes.
The presence of the orb animated the slimes.
Yeah.
And the presence of the orb also separated his mind from his body?
True.
Something like that, soul? Yeah.
Yeah. Our assumptions are not much better than yours. I would think like, and the reason that I brought it up, it was first because maybe you had information that we didn't, so it was good to ask. And the other reason is because we took it because it was not the first one that we kind of got in our way.
You have others of these.
To clarify, yes, they are very dangerous, by the way.
Yeah,
We're
they
not just-
seem like it.
Oh dear, I don't know much specifics about magic myself, but I did recognize some of the symbology on it, which is why I thought Mr. Skycorn should look at it. Torn to hear that it might have had a part in his demise.
Okay, above table, how open we're willing to be with Lyra, like right now?
I feel like Yvette would tell her anything because
I would, yeah.
Zell, you're the reason.
Zell's a little bit hesitant. He's more interested in talking to Civis now. After hearing that he was the one that found it.
That is true. But
So Zell's gonna a little bit more tight-lipped from this point forward. I mean, she's not giving us anything, so at least, yeah.
Well, I bet gonna just keep talking, I guess. I gotta go. Yeah, and we have reason to believe that the orbs are somehow tied up with this organization that we run through. We went in one of our jobs, and then we didn't brought the orbs here as like one of the curiosities because we thought it would be safer where it is right now. And you never know, because so that's that. We have more than that one orb that you and Savus found. So I thought it was worth to ask if you had any information that we didn't. Which
It sounds like y'all have more than us about the orbs themselves, but I do believe, I don't recall it myself, but I bet Civis knows where those runners that we intercepted were headed, or where they were coming from as well. The ones bearing the orb.
Oh, that would be excellent information. Do you mind if we like call him up, or if we talk to him too?
I'm sure they would love to look that up for you. Between you and I, Civis would relish any excuse to stop attending this gathering. So, if you give them this this little task, I'm sure they will be thankful.
I will make sure that we bring the topic to him. And I'm glad that we taught you, because I do think we have more to gain if we work together than we were apart. So
I am inclined to agree, young sir.
yeah, I'm glad, because you seem really cool. If you excuse myself, like you look really cool. That's it.
Well, after the demonstrations of what you have, I am eager to see what else your organization might be holding on to, or what they could open my own eyes to.
Yeah,
Perhaps I can do the same for you.
Yeah, I think we can arrange that. We can arrange a visit for you into the Seeker's base.
Oh, that sounds delightful, honey.
Yeah, you can look for yourself, and Service can and should come with you. Maybe a little field trip. We have excellent tomato soup and fried chicken there too.
Fried chicken, you say?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
Well, you're about to discover a whole new world.
Gabitha, as you and Virkuth return from getting some water and maybe a breather from the situation that he was in, you overhear something else being spoken about in the foyer. This is not as whispered of a conversation, so it is much easier to just pick up as you walk by.
Question before I ever do it, can I just like say a little bit of what I talked to Verkuth about?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think Gabitha went, nurturing grandma mode, let Verkuth eat his snack. It was delicious, so I don't even need to ask. We both drank water, and Gabitha just kind of like did her like sweet face. And then, maybe like right before they get up to walk back, Gabitha kind of puts like a very gentle hand on his shoulder and just says, Verkuth, I know that we've just met, and, I know that you don't know me, but I just want you to know, if there's anything you need help with, I am here. And I know that you don't know me well enough to trust me, but I want you to know that I'm here to listen. So, because I didn't hear anything. It just seemed like that person was giving you a bit of a hard time.
I do appreciate that. I know we just met tonight, but it feels like I've known you for years.
Yeah, people tell me that a lot. But, it just seems like there was some tension there. Is it? I mean, I don't want to pry, so tell me to step back. But, is what Mr. Pike was saying true? Are there some issues right now?
Nothing I can't handle.
Oh, for sure.
Just
Gabitha
everyday, everyday border things. You know how it is.
Yeah. Is he lying?
Give me a sense motive. With advantage, actually. He is, I think, sort of overstating his ability to deal with this. Like, he's not certain that he can handle it, but he definitely doesn't want to admit that he can't handle it.
Lying to ourselves is the worst one. Gabitha doesn't say that. Gabitha says, you seem very capable and you seem very wonderful. And, I think you will be able to figure this out. And, you know, just remember if you need allies, you know, maybe don't look to someone who's pressuring you. But, I'm sure you have some allies in other places.
Holds his mouth closed for a second, nodding, and then responds. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's get ourselves back to this party. But you know where to find me.
So as you return, you overhear Novam speaking to Sashes and Civis. You sort of catch the middle of the sentence, but the Empire could extend further south, is all I'm saying. It did once. It could again. And I think you can see, or maybe just you can hear some sort of like wishy-washy agreeing noises from Civis, like not fully willing to commit to it, but definitely isn't going to disagree openly.
That was Navam speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything on this sitting room wall, like a table?
On like outside the room?
Yeah, like is there anything I can do around here that's not dropping another handkerchief?
There are oh my god, I'm blanking on another word. Textiles like hanging on the walls.
Perfect. Gabitha's gonna look at those textiles and she's gonna keep listening.
There's a little bit of a pause. And then Sashes just goes, I heard that Reg is cheating on Akiel. And Novam, in the middle of
Finally, something important.
in the
Thank
middle
God.
of sipping his beverage, there's like a snort as some of it. He catches himself before he spits it out.
Gabitha whips around. Oh, all right. I'm so sorry. I didn't even see you here. These textiles remind me of this wonderful woman back in my old village. She was amazing. She did the most amazing textiles. And every day when I came home from school, she would show me how to make these more and more. I think this might be needlepoint. Do you know if it's needlepoint? And oh, Ivette. Oh, excuse me. My colleagues are calling for me. Gabitha zooms away.
Hi, Gavin. We were just finished talking with Lyra.
Oh, I bet it was a great conversation. Miss Lyra, thank you so much again for having us here. It is, you know, in all of my days, it's so interesting to gather such a wide range of interesting people in one place.
Oh yes, of course. I do love getting folks from all over for
Wait,
these
no,
sorts
no,
of
no.
things.
You will not say folks. You almost said people. You
People.
stopped yourself. You stopped yourself.
Not intentionally, I assure you. It's just easier to say folks with the drawl.
I don't know why that was so funny to me.
I just find that the more varied the guests, the more varied the conversation, and in this particular case, the items on display. I think it's worked thus far, don't you?
Oh my gosh, certainly. I've learned so much about so many interesting items and so many interesting people, you know? It's just again, it's interesting what things happen when you gather interesting people together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Could not agree more.
Great. I do wonder. So, you know, what is your plan? I know you said we cut short the exhibition a little bit. What, you know, what were you hoping maybe for more items?
Oh no, darling. I showed everything I wanted to. You know, I would of course have loved for people to have brought many, many things with them, but I understand it. The travel being as it is not always safe to bring valuables, multiple valuables, on an event such as this, especially for those of us who had to travel longer distances.
Yeah.
I'm pleased that y'all brought as much as you did.
As what I said, we have some cool shit on the base. You can come around to see them anytime.
Speaking of your trip, did you enjoy the caravan that I sent up?
I lied. Very much. It was very comfy for a caravan.
Oh,
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Yeah,
the
those.
driver was such a
Refreshments were great.
gentleman. He was such a wonderful escort.
He really
Uh,
was.
You know, I'm so glad that is not his regular profession. He normally is a raiser of those beasts that were pulling us that carriage, but normal drivers just if they're not specifically experienced, those things can get out of hand. But they are required for pulling such a large series of coaches as you had, so.
They were
uh,
awesome.
Gabitha, Dolph, Gabitha's going to step further into the library. And Gabitha's just going, and we can do this or not, but Gabitha's just going to show Lyra and basically say, you know, I felt just with all these amazing things, I didn't want to take up time. And, you know, it's also something I like to keep close, but I did want to show you what I brought. And she shows and gives a very broad overview of the amulet just to Lyra.
Oh my, it did catch my eye, but it also fits so well in with the rest of that hat. I thought it was a genuine piece of the outfit.
Thank you. So Gabitha's like blushing. Um, thank you so much. I wanted to show you again. Maybe I'll show it in the next one of these exhibitions, but for today, I more just wanted to see and observe. But I wanted you.
Question: how are you showing this to her?
Oh, she's taller than me, right? So I'm not removing it from the hat.
Okay.
And it's activated by saying a word. So it's not going to activate just her looking at it, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so if she's taller than me, I'm just like tilting my hat back just a little bit so that she can see it.
Okay. You can see as she examines it, her eyes do start to get a little heavy, but it doesn't appear to be pushing her beyond that point. Just like a little bit of drowsiness as she gazes at this thing.
Whoopsie. Gabitha clasps a hand over the eye.
She blinks twice. Oh my! I see the effect that has.
Yes, exactly. I didn't want to, oh, what a poor party guest I would be if I showed this off and caused the whole room to go to sleep. So better to just keep it here for now. But is there is there anyone else that you were expecting tonight?
There is one person who was invited but has not shown up. Did not receive a missive that she was not going to attend. Unfortunate.
Who is that?
Lady Sirvile Whitful, a local. I'm sure she was just busy. Something must have come up.
Is that like her to just forget or lose track of things?
I wouldn't say so, but I haven't seen her in a bit, so.
Is there anyone in this crowd that she runs around with?
I wouldn't say runs around with, but I do believe that she has been made acquainted with many of the folks here.
Oh, what a shame. Maybe next time.
Indeed. And just after she says that, you all hear from upstairs "Ah!" a scream. And that is where we will take a break.
Finally, someone fucking died.
What a cliffhanger!
Wow.
I was enjoying party chatting.
All right, 5 or 10 minutes or so. We'll bio, refill water, etc. And we will resume with that.
Okay. BRB.
Okay. Here I be. Hi, I'm back.
I'm here.
I'm back.
I am back. I am the first back.
I'm back as well.
Welcome back.
Oh, okay. I was muted. I've just been saying that I'm here for the past like 30 seconds. Muted.
Nice.
We all here. Roll call.
I think Gabitha.
Yeah, it seems like we're down a Gabitha currently.
It's me. It's me. You're up, Gabitha.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh no, Gabata died of old age.
Oh, wow. Wow. I was going to go out fighting, all right? Death ain't going
It's-
to Churchill.
It's gonna happen one day.
Okay. Side note, I actually really recommend the new Puss in Boots movie. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's good. I'll watch
It's very
it.
good.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
there's like a metaphor of death. And it's like fighting death. So that is absolutely Gabitha's plan.
The metaphor of death is also kind of hot.
Oh,
Interesting.
yeah. What a take.
It is. It is.
Alright.
Everyone thinks of it. They just the people are just not willing to assume.
Is this a vet or Welby?
It's more well be.
Let's make it a vet. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we come back in, there was just a scream heard from upstairs.
Zell is going to take off after that scream.
Heads turn, there are gasps. Lots of people turn to look towards the stairs. You bolt off. What's everyone else doing?
Quick question. Cracker's just been sitting in this corner of this room this entire time?
Yes.
Crackus and Longram have been talking, I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah, those two have history.
I was gonna say, I guess Lonram got over the whole head thing.
Yeah.
How many stairs are there?
That is not a question I prepared for ahead of time. I have no idea how many stairs it takes to go up one story.
Okay. Oh, so it's like so if it's like a casual flight of stairs and they don't look super narrow or super wide or super perilous or slippery, then Gabitha is going to hobble up them.
Okay, yeah, I would say they are standard stairs in terms of like the height of each step and stuff like that. It's not a particularly thin spiral staircase.
Roll
There
for
is a
walking
railing.
upstairs. No, okay. She's going to use the railing. So that means she's going to get there after Zell.
I'm gonna step in front of Miss Lyra and I'm gonna load my gun with the energy bullets from the purple box.
Okay.
Just not gonna say anything. Just gonna like stand in front of her and load my gun.
Is there?
I
Is
think Lyra's
everyone?
pushing past you, buddy.
That is fair.
Are most people not going upstairs?
Correct. Most people are not going upstairs right now. It seems to be Lyra, Civis, I think Sash is. And who else might want? And I think Lonram.
Do we know about the existence of these stairs?
No, probably not.
Okay,
They just couldn't be fucked to hide anything about this place.
that is fair.
So it sounds
Okay, I
like
guess that if Yvette couldn't like pull off the cool boy vibes, I'm gonna just start following people, run and run up the stairs too.
Gabitha grabs Yvette's hand and says, "It's okay, sweetie. You can walk with me and help me." So
I mean, if you start following, you're just gonna fall. I have 6 strength. I'm not gonna be able to hold you.
that's okay. That's okay.
You're gonna walk with my arm, so Gawata can hold at my arm as we walk.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Zell gets there like a solid 5 to 10 seconds before us.
Okay.
But also, like one arm to Gabata, and the other one is still holding the gun.
So I think this is roughly the first set of people that make it upstairs. Zell being the quickest to react, and Civis and Sashes being the next closest to the stairs. Zell, you hear a sort of like rapid breathing coming from this room closest to you.
This room being the
Off
sitting room
to
or the
the
sanctuary hall?
left. Yeah.
Okay,
You hear it coming from down the hall over here.
run over that way. Check it is as in is it in the room?
Yeah, yeah, so the hallway down here is empty, but the doors to this room are open, and as you breach through them, You see Brim Broche, the orc man that you had grabbed food from earlier, hand over his mouth, eyes wide, and an overturned bucket of water on the ground next to him. And below him at his feet, face down in a pool of blood, the unmoving body of Reg Coppershout.
What happened?
I was just coming in here to clean, and this is not the voice I had earlier. Forget about that. And he was just here.
It's the panic.
I think it was more like this before.
Wait, can you remind me who Reg is? Reg is not the driver, right? No.
No, Reg is the partner of Akial. He's the dwarven man who inquired about Ivette's gun during the exhibition.
Okay, gotcha.
He talked kind of like this, Reg.
He was the one who was like, that's my kind of weapon.
Yep.
Yep, now I'm suspicious as fuck.
Insaster said heard a rumor that he's cheating.
The room itself,
True!
once you're able to take it in, after you see the scene in front of you, it is lined with statues about the edges and mirrors along the walls, sort of like strategically placed to let you see like all the sides of the statues. There's a glass ceiling above the center of the room, which casts the whole room in an, sort of like hazy light of the gray sky above. And there's a large rug in the middle of the floor that adds a splash of color to the otherwise pale room.
Could I?
The pool of blood also adds a splash of color to the pale room.
Could I do a quick sense motive check on that the orc's response before?
Yeah.
See if he's lying. Oh.
He seems very genuinely shaken up
Okay.
by this discovery. After a few moments, he'll reach down and like pick up the bucket, and then sort of take a step back.
Well, if I'm still the first one here, I'm not going to slow down as far as wait for everybody. We'll approach the body and see if anything's obvious, as if there's a weapon lying around or anything like that. You said he's face down, right? Is there any
Correct.
visible wounds or anything like that that I can see? I guess that would be a perception check.
Yeah. You can give me a heal or a perception to sort of examine things. It is, well, sorry, are you, like, getting down and, like, putting hands on him, or are you just looking for
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Looking, seeing if there's any visible wounds, any torn clothing, a weapon lying around or anything like that?
You do not see a wound currently. You do notice, I mean, obviously there's the big pool of blood. There are drops of blood around the body that seem to like they like connect the space between the pool of blood and like the wall or the mirror that's like up against the wall. So I explained that poorly. There's blood going like trailing like here
To the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Like all the way up to the wall? Or just
I mean
in
up to the
direction
mirror
of?
that's up against the wall.
Okay.
And you got a 16. There's also a little piece of glass next to those droplets of blood.
On the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it looks like the glass. Is there, when looking at the glass on the wall, is there any piece missing?
No, the mirror is intact.
So the piece of glass on the wall, I mean the ground, You say piece of
Actually,
glass.
as you look at the mirror itself and examine that, there is a faint handprint that like streaks down the mirror.
Okay.
It goes down like a foot.
But other than that, the mirror looks intact essentially.
Yeah, it's otherwise intact, unmarred.
So yes, so the piece of glass does not look like it's come from the mirror.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Is the piece of glass a mirrored piece of glass, or is it just a see-through piece of glass?
It is just a piece of glass, as far as you can tell.
Okay. And did you say if there was any visible wounds or not? Actually, no. You told me
No,
like,
from here, you do not see any wounds.
okay, thank you.
So as other people begin to file in, you see a similar scene. Oh my!
Oh.
As other people come in, Gabitha slides out of the room.
I'm sorry. Where are you going?
Like you said, other people are coming into the room.
Yeah. Civis, Sashes, Lyra, Lonram is coming up behind you too.
Gabitha goes back out.
Okay.
And I think she's going to head back down the stairs.
Okay. As she passes Lonram, does he see any particular expression upon your face? Does it look like you're about to like throw up, or do you look like determined or upset, or none of the above?
I would say neutral. Yeah, I think Gabitha is just getting out of the way because like too many cooks in the kitchen. Like Zell's got a great handle on this, and she's more curious about like again the people who didn't come up.
Okay. Did not mean to show everyone your token. I'm sorry.
Big.
That was the
me.
giant all along. That's a big giant too. That's like a titan.
Yvette, what about you? What are you doing? Are you going into the room?
Yes. I'm gonna gasp loudly and then say, there is an imposter among us.
Excellent. The orc man shuffles out of the room after like a silent exchange with Lyra. And I think Sashes is not too far behind. Just shame. Such a waste.
It's a little calm.
Well, is he dead? Civis asks.
Zell
Has anyone
prods him
actually
with his foot.
checked?
I think it's pretty safe to assume with the pool of blood that he is on it. But if you want me to check for a pulse, I can.
Civis is already kneeling down, hand out onto the dwarf's neck.
I think it's pretty safe to assume because of the huge red X on his body.
Dwarves are pretty stout folk. You never know, but yeah, his time has passed.
I don't want to take the rounds too much and step in anyone's shoes, but I really do think we should lock the doors.
Which doors, honey? The doors to this room?
No, the doors to the place. No one comes out, or no one goes out, and no one comes in.
What are you implying?
I'm implying that there is a chance that the killer is still inside. So we might.
Darling, certainly none of my friends could have killed Mr. Coppershout.
I mean, do you have a better? I think the other theory is he just died himself, but the pool of blood kind of takes out the chance of a heart attack.
How many servants do you have?
On duty tonight, it's well, sorry, I'm scrolling.
That's a lot of servants.
643.
7 in the house.
Close enough.
Can you gather them?
Yes, I suppose so. I agree with the little one, darling. We should seal the doors.
My guy.
She looks at Civis, and they meet eyes, and then she nods and heads out of the room to get the doors locked and the servants gathered.
And there's no like stabbing wounds or anything, right?
Not that you can see.
We've not flipped him over yet.
I'm doing that. Examining the
Daniel?
body.
Do you need help?
I'm asking the how to do that.
As you two roll him over, you see one of his hands had been like pinned under his stomach, and as he rolls over, the hand falls away. Revealing a single stab wound in his lower abdomen.
By the size of it, is it like a dagger size thing?
You have to give me a perception check or a heal check if you want to really examine the wound.
I want to do a heal because I never roll heal.
Valid. It is, well, first, placement wise, this looks like it would have been to the liver, which would have caused him to bleed out very quickly. Second, the wound appears to be like roughly the same size as a knife or a dagger, but it is not shaped like one. The wound's like jagged in a way that probably wouldn't have been made by a normal knife, unless someone was really trying to make the wound look weird.
Well, say the wound will look like someone stabbed him with really long nails.
I would say it looks like a single wound, not like 4 or 5 separate punctures, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, I'm not because I was because Noia.
She would never.
Yeah.
Or
that-
would
that-
she?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Looking back at the mirror, you mentioned that there was a handprint. Is there any distinctive traits of said handprint?
Is
As in,
missing one finger.
It's a. It looks like a dragon's palm. And
No, he's not
Uh,
missing any fingers. You can give me a perception check to like examine the handprint. Well, you can tell it's 5-fingered. Apart from that, I don't think you can get anything distinctive about it because of the way it's like streaking down. It obscures any sort of like shape that you would have been able to get otherwise.
to the right of it or next to it, doesn't matter which side, whatever. Put my hand up against the mirror and I don't know, push or rub it, sort of thing. Anything happen?
No.
Okay.
It just feels like a mirror. It doesn't seem to give in any way. Like it doesn't turn or depress or anything like that.
Okay, bringing the attention back down to the glass. You said it just looks like a normal piece of glass. Does it look like it could be glass from glassware, as in the cups that were shattered earlier?
Ooh.
It is thicker than those would have been.
Okay.
I think the two of you together can also certainly determine that this piece of glass would not have been big enough to cause the wound.
Okay. So it's not like a shard of glass,
I mean, it is a shard of glass,
but not one
but
big enough
it's
to.
yeah, it's too small to have. It just doesn't like fit the wound as it is currently.
And I guess it's not covered in blood. Is it covered in blood?
I mean, it's like touching some of the
Drop.
blood that's on the ground, so it is kind of covered in blood.
It's not. It's not drenched in blood as it was like used to stab somebody, sort of thing.
It's hard to tell.
Okay. Good to know.
Like how it got the blood on it.
Okay.
Is the foyer like the below us? Like, can we
Yes,
see-
yeah. So that is like there's just like a railing here, and you're looking down below at the first floor. In that space.
Can I run there and then put my head like behind the railing and I go, Galata, Crackers, get it everyone, don't let anyone come out of your sights.
And that's a perfect opportunity to shift back downstairs.
You're welcome.
Something I was definitely prepared to do. Let me quickly hide everyone
Yeah.
that's upstairs.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Boom, you're upstairs.
Damn, Gabatha, gotta be an independent spirit.
I mean, Crackers was downstairs anyway.
Yeah, I'm with Krakus.
Okay.
Are we assuming Krakus knows what's up?
I just screamed at it.
You scream that don't let anyone leave, not that there's been a murder.
It's Crackers. He's gonna find. He's gonna link things together.
Okay.
He heard us screaming, and then I screamed back to get people together. He probably gonna, you know, we're friends.
Well, I mean, Gabitha came back downstairs.
That is true.
So, Gabitha, have you told people what's up? They certainly would have inquired.
Yeah. Well, okay. As Gabitha walks down the stairs, like, what are people doing?
They're like mumbling and whispering to each other. I mean, they didn't all want to rush upstairs, but they figured they'd hear what was going on pretty quickly, so they just sort of stayed down here. As you come downstairs, with Sasha's not too far behind you, they will turn to, like, expectantly to you.
Oh, so Sasha's went up the stairs and then came back down after me?
Yeah. She went up before you and then came back down after you.
Honestly, Gabata and Sasha's solving crimes together is the spin-off that I want.
Sasha's just seems disappointed.
Gabitha's gonna say, "You look disappointed."
Always a shame when someone dies so young.
Oh.
Such a waste, you know?
Oh, I know. Life. So feeble, cut so short. Did you know them? Well?
No, not particularly.
Hmm.
Reg sort of rubbed me the wrong way. I tended not to talk to him too much.
I was wondering if maybe he wasn't popular with this crowd.
I shouldn't say anything.
Gabitha puts a hand on her hand and says, "I understand completely. Know that you have my total confidence."
She just smiles to you.
It's a psychological warfare between the Guermas.
I know, it's Granny. I'm like, what can I say?
Yeah.
But
it's Granny Wars.
I mean, we don't want to speak ill of the dead. Is there anyone that was close to Reg? Anyone we should notify?
Oh, I'm sure Agiel would love to know.
Oh.
They were together after all.
Of course. Where is Agiel?
Beats me. Sure she's around here somewhere. Couldn't have gotten far.
And we saw Agiel earlier.
Oh, yeah. Virkith approaches you.
Shit, I left the game by mistake.
What's happening?
Gabitha's so pissed right now that Sash won't say anything. If you'll excuse me, dear. And Gabitha turns around and leads Virkith down that a little bit away from Sash's.
Like up that way?
Yeah, exactly. It appears that Reg has been murdered.
Murdered?
Yes. Yes.
Oh dear.
Are you surprised?
Of course. To have someone killed in a friendly gathering such as this?
Yeah, but Sashas did say that Reg was deeply unpopular.
Deeply unpopular.
Oh, well, yeah, perhaps. Suppose I wouldn't use those words myself, but
okay. How did you perceive Reg? I'm a total. Think of me as just kind of an outsider. kind of a neutral, objective person looking in.
Before he can answer that question, Novam sidles up, and she just completely ignoring Virkith looks to you. Reg is dead. Is that what I heard?
Well, Navam, that was just what I was telling my dear friend Verkuth over here.
Shame.
Yeah. Sasha said, maybe we should find Akiel. Have you seen them?
Novam just walks off.
What a shit! Alright, so Navam is dead to me. Verkuth is my best friend, besides I bet, and Krakus. Yeah, so, maybe those words from Sasha's were too harsh. Maybe Reg wasn't unpopular, but, is there anyone here that Reg really clashed with? I saw that he was
God damn it.
Just one of those big opinion kind of people.
God damn it. I'm sorry. You're going to have to ask me that again. I am struggling with it. Part of someone's drawing.
No, I'm just concerned. Okay. I asked Verkuth, I basically backstepped a little bit, said maybe Reg just rubbed somebody or a few people the wrong way. And was there anyone that he deeply clashed with?
He was bristly, for sure. But nice enough, I thought.
Yeah. Well, let me know if you see Akiel, because we do. It would be good to find them sooner rather than later. And maybe we should also secure this area so that nobody wanders in or out.
As you finish that sentence, you hear a latch closing on the front doors.
Ooh, like magically?
No.
Ooh.
The Air Genasi man who had done the announcements of the guests earlier has just floated in and closed the door. And then heads out elsewhere. Over this direction.
Also, wait, is Akiel not on the other side of this, rug?
She is. She and the Amber Bears have just emerged from the display room right around this time. I believe that's she's just pointing over at her.
Verkuth, do you want to be the one to tell her?
Me?
I'm such a stranger to this. I can go with you, or we could see if Sasha wants to tell her.
Sure. And he'll walk over?
Yeah. So we walk over, just for Kuth and I guess. Sasha's not going to join. Is Sasha's talking to that other person?
Yeah, Sasha's has been engaged in conversation by Noya.
Okay. Do I want to see what happened in the front door? Do I want to have this conversation?
The front door was locked from the inside.
Okay. Let's take. I walk with Verkuth. I go up to Akiel and kind of whisper in her ear of dear, can we see you in the display room for a minute? And kind of lead her into that direction.
Yeah, her like eyes dart over to the Amber Bears who she was talking to, and like a worried look comes over her face, and then she follows you into the display room.
And this is where they just were, right?
Yeah.
Do I like notice anything different?
Give me a perception check, I guess. Okay, with a 25, you notice that a couple of the items that were not secured are in a slightly different position. Namely, the silver coin is in a different like orientation than it was before. As is the or as are the gloves and the flask. But apart from that, like they've been placed back roughly where they were before, just not in the same way they were when you left. And apart from that, you don't notice anything else amiss.
Okay. So I think I just note that for now. But Gabitha is going to break the news to Akio very gently.
She, like a look of disbelief comes across her at first. And then there's like tears welling up in her eyes. Followed by like, there's like a little denial phase. She's like, it must have been someone else.
I know, dear, I know, and who am I to be the horrible bearer of this horrible news? But I wanted to tell you so that you know. Obviously, if you want to go upstairs, you can go upstairs. But we want to figure out what happened, and do you know anyone who might have wanted to hurt Reg?
No, of course not.
No, I know he was such a strong leader. Anyone that he might have just clashed with, like.
Well, no one here. I'm back home, perhaps.
Okay. Is there how does I'm assuming that Akio looks like hella distressed?
Yeah.
Okay. Dear, are you close with the Amber Bears? Do you want to sit with them right now?
She just nods, like wiping her eyes a bit with her feathers.
Yeah. Verkuth, why don't you take her to the Amber Bears and see if they can set her up on a couch somewhere to sit down?
He nods and leads her out.
Thank you, dear.
Towards the Amber Bears, and then the sitting room after that.
Okay, and you said it was so Gabitha's left alone in the room. You said it was the flask and the silver.
Yeah, the flask, the silver piece, and the gloves.
None of which the flask is made of glass. But I don't know. Actually,
is made of like a green and white marbled glass.
Yeah, but I actually don't think I was there when they rolled over the body, so I wouldn't know. I'm gonna kind of like glance closer at any of them, but you said like nothing's wrong with them.
Yeah, they look like they were picked up and manipulated a little bit, but put back down. They you don't notice anything like damaged about them. I mean, more so than they were before. Like the silver piece was in rough shape to begin with, but like the gloves are as remarkably clean as they were initially. And the flask is, I mean, it looks old, but it's not like cracked or broken in any way.
Okay. How far am I from the room upstairs? Like, how many feet?
Why do you ask?
I was thinking about I have a cantrip called Message, and I was thinking about using it to send it to Zell and Yvette and just saying, like, Reg's partner knows lots of interesting people down here. What's our plan?
Okay, so your range on that is going to be like 150, 160 feet, something like that.
Yes.
I think you can make that.
Okay. So, I think the way it works is I cast it and one creature per level, so I can target both of them.
Yeah, and you essentially have to like whisper the message.
Okay. Well, I sound really silly when I whisper, so I'm not going to whisper, but I am going to pretend I'm whispering.
Yeah, stage whisper.
Yeah, stage whisper. Zell, Yvette, it appears Reg's partner didn't know. We just broke the news, but what do you think our plan should be? Doors are locked, no one's leaving.
Can we respond?
Yes. I can receive whispered replies, it says.
Wait, can you?
It says you can whisper messages and receive whispered replies.
Oh shit, you're right.
How cool is that?
I thought a message was one way. But it's literally the first sentence. Oh, so this lasts like an hour.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. We're such secret agents.
This spell is much stronger than it was the last time I read it, I swear to God.
Maybe it's just my version that it's weaker.
Do you also have this, I bet?
No, I have once a day to only Seeker members.
Oh, yours is sending,
anywhere.
not message, though.
Oh.
Yours can go literally anywhere on the planet.
Oh.
I bet it's like mine is so much weaker, it can go anywhere on the planet. Yeah, so you just have to whisper back. And also I should probably be like, by the way, hey, it's Gabitha. We've practiced this back at headquarters.
They do hear it in your voice, so albeit a whispered version of your voice.
Yeah. I would hope that they would know that I could do this. If not, that could be fun too.
You mentioned the doors are locked, right?
Yeah, I saw the front door locked. Looks like somehow the servant down here got the news.
Is everyone else down there? We have the Marquise and Sash just went downstairs. Is it just the Marquise that's upstairs now? With Zell and Yvette?
Let's go look.
Lyra
Sash is back up now, okay.
No, that's a lie.
Oh, Lonram.
Yeah, Lonram is up here.
Lyra left to gather the servers and tell people to close shit off.
Yes.
Yeah, so Civis and Lonram are up here. Is everyone else downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the question to Gabitha responding. But yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think that accounts for everyone. Akia, we couldn't find for a while because she was in the exhibition room, or the display room with the Amber Bears. By the way, Sash has said that Reg wasn't popular.
Probably going to spend more time investigating the body just to do one more, because we inspected the wound. Did we inspect the rest of the body? Like, look to see if he had anything important on him, or
no, you have not done
lack
so.
of said important things, sort of thing. like if something could have been stolen. Though I guess we don't know what was on him. He didn't bring anything to show off, right?
Right.
Yeah.
He told Yvette as much as well.
Yeah.
I can also ask Akiel at some point, but after.
Yeah. Well, before coming down, I'm gonna check out the body a little bit more. Yeah, I would like to look at his person and I guess kind of do a quick pocket check and pat down sort of thing. See if there's anything of note or anything else really on the body other than the wound that could give us any clues. Let's see. And I'm assuming perception?
Yeah.
Rolling very
well.
average.
It took a hot minute for that die to roll out on my screen.
It
Yeah,
rolled twice
me
on
too.
mine.
Oh. Okay, so you like go through his pockets a little bit. There's not much in them. I mean, it seems that he was, sort of like packing for a party. It's not like
Like he's got
there's like
checks
a
in his pockets or something?
handkerchief in one of his pockets. There are some coins in another one, which you pretty quickly recognize as not from here. They're not minted in the kingdom. Apart from that, and I should say the coins are not like particularly hidden. You pretty quickly found them.
Mhm.
There is a dagger strapped to like his leg, his upper leg, that appears quite secured there. I mean, you can get it out, but like it wasn't like loose or anything. I mean, and then you get a closer look as you're examining all of this at the wound and see, perhaps you get a different angle and some like light reflecting out of it, and you notice that there are some very small shards of glass in the wound.
Interesting. But the other piece of glass does not look like it does not look like the other piece of glass was. When you say there's small pieces, like are we talking like enough shards that would have been like broken off, as in like it looks like those pieces could have been broken off on the bigger piece,
Yeah,
or are we talking about literally slivers?
they look like they were broken off from a bigger piece.
Okay.
And the piece that's on the ground is like very jagged as well.
Okay, so it's not an unreasonable conclusion to assume like the glass broke off and was used as a weapon and broke off, or is it?
Mhm.
I mean, okay.
I think that's a reasonable leap of logic.
Okay.
I have an idea.
I'm going
can
to go ahead.
Either of you, actually, you don't even. I mean, you can, if you would like to give me an appraise or a knowledge local to identify the coins that he has. Otherwise, Civis knows what they are. Just to see if anyone wants to jump ahead.
Appraise or knowledge local.
I actually think both of you get this because this isn't that hard.
I wasted a 19.
These coins come from the Vorndum Republic, which is sort of like fairly small collection of places directly south of here. It's like it's smack between the kingdom and the mostly Dwarven Empire that dominates the south of the continent. So it's just like this little pocket of lands that have passed back and forth between the two, the Empire and the Kingdom, a bunch of times.
Do we know if that's where
Currently
he's
they're
from?
independent. I'm sorry, I spoke over your question.
No, you're good. Do we know if that's where Reg and Achiel came from? Like the region? Or did we not really talk about that?
I don't think anyone talked about where they were from.
We'll just ask Civis real quick, since he knew Reg better. Just if these look normal to him to belong on Reg.
Yeah, those it's not surprising. They're from down there.
Okay. Does Civis want to do anything with the body, or should we? As Zell asked if Civis is his place, marquees and all that. What do you want to do with the body?
Well, it ain't going anywhere. I suppose we can leave it here. I don't see much value in moving it anywhere in particular.
Do you have a key for this room? Can we lock it?
Yeah. Well, my wife has a key.
Okay. And
Okay, I have an idea.
go for
We
it.
get everyone downstairs. We get the fiddler. We play the fiddler. They gotta say something, or they're gonna pee themselves. That's it. That's my idea. We threaten with pee.
That's an idea.
It's the best I can get with short notice.
Do you whisper this? Is this to Gabitha too?
Oh no, that's you guys here. Because I don't believe any of these 4 people, including myself, did it.
Before leaving the body and going downstairs, we'll take that dagger off just to not leave weapons lying around. Can even hand it to Civis.
Okay. They'll take it. I'll hold on to this for now, I guess.
And then guess it's best for everyone to just go downstairs and gather in one place.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
let's do it.
Okay, good.
Lyra comes back around the corner. The doors should be locked, and servants are gathered downstairs near the steps. What do we do now?
We start questioning.
Zell just had a quick thought before leaving this room. He'd like to just go back in and just do a quick perimeter check of the room, see if there's any other things that stand out that wasn't necessarily at the body, directly near the body. Nothing, not like getting down on hands and knees sort of thing, but a quick walk around the room, glancing in corners, floor, I'll just give it a glimpse. Because it's supposed to be, I mean, it's a fairly Spartan type display, it sounded like. So if anything is out of place, it should stand out.
Yeah, I think you give the room a once over and you notice not out of place because it's a room full of mirrors, but out of place because the other mirrors are so particularly arranged. The sort of dragon framed mirror that Sir Pike came in and brought as a gift is sitting in here.
I was gonna ask where that was later on. Would like to approach it real quick and take a closer look.
Okay. You're looking for anything in particular?
Just to, I mean, we already kind of know the details, the ornatement of it. I mean, I don't have any sort of magic detection. Just a quick glance, nothing more. I mean, I don't have enough expert. I mean, see if anything. Is there a handprint on it? Is there anything out of place on that? Maybe look behind it, because it's its own standing thing, right?
Yeah, and I'd say it's sitting like here, like just off the central rug.
Okay. And he brought this as a gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, after he presented it, one of the servants sort of took it away, and y'all didn't see where it went, but clearly this is where it ended up.
And just as a part of habit at this point, especially given a previous adventure during this whole thing, we'll also, while look at the mirror, we'll press a hand up against it. You know,
Make
mirror
sure you don't
portal.
fall through.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did when we chased Dragon Dude through them, was it? Did he like utter a spell before he did it, or did we not see that, or we just saw a mirror and?
You didn't see it, but I think because Elantra was there and if I recall correctly, did a study of the mirror and sort of figured out what it was before they went through. It was a spell that lasts a certain amount of time.
Okay. But so it was going back to that. It was a spell, nothing specific to a mirror. That specific
correct.
Mirror.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you put your hand on this mirror, and you don't like fall through it as if it were a portal, like you experienced with that other situation. And you circle around. The only visible handprint on this is the one that you just left. Apart from that, it appears to have just been sat here.
Okay.
You should walk around like flailing your arms in case there's someone invisible you hit them by mistake.
So are you all heading downstairs now?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes.
Okay. God damn it.
Where was Sir Pike once you get everyone downstairs? Was Sir Pike just chilling in that one room by himself?
He was in the sitting room with Noya for a time, and then sort of got flushed out when the crying crew walked in.
The crying crew.
But like during the whole the moments leading up to, do we know where he was at? He was not really part of any of our conversations.
He was speaking with Noya in this, or he was at least in the sitting room with Noya.
They can both attest they were talking to one another in a sitting room. I guess we can assume.
That's what we'll have to find out.
Okay. Because okay.
Oh. Oop. Okay. All right. Lyra heads up the group that were heading downstairs, and as she comes down, as is often the case when she enters a space, everyone sort of stops and looks at her. My friends, there has been a murder, most foul. And I'm afraid no one can leave until we figure out who it was. And that is where we will end this week's session.
Jesus Christ.
Although it definitely felt like what is his name? Pierre Blanc for a second.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's been a murder.
Most foul.
A most foul
I
murder.
couldn't resist.
So much suspense.
Who done it?
Oh, I think it was
Was it?
Navam. Just because I don't like him. No sashes.
I was gonna say, was it the little old lady?